This short video introduces the website and the interactive mapping tools hosted by the Oak Ridges Moraine Groundwater Program, or ORMGP. The purpose of these videos is to provide partner agencies and other subscribers with a quick guide for navigating the ORMGP website and the web-based mapping portal. The website, as you can see here, is oakridgeswater.ca, and upon visiting the website you'll see different options listed along the top menu. We'll talk about these in future videos, but just briefly, under Program Elements, you'll see high-level overviews of a number of technical topics that the ORMGP staff has been working on. Under Publications and Reports, there's a number of ORMGP documents, either published or presented at scientific conferences, or documents related to the overall management of the program. Under Data Snapshots, there's a number of mapped or other snapshots of data or information held by the program that allow for zooming in and out and gaining key information about particular locations. Under ORMGP Support, there's links to videos, metadata, and other technical information that can provide technical insights into how particular products on the website have been prepared. The Maps tab takes you to the web-based mapping portal, and the Sign In tab on the far right is where partners and subscribers can log in for more features. If you scroll down this home page, you'll see some introductory text and some statistics about the volume of data that's stored in the database. These numbers are updated regularly, so this is the most recent list of statistics of volume in the data. Towards the bottom of the page, there's a little bit more detail about our program, and under Data Management, there's a link to View Story Map. I'm going to click on that and a new tab will open called Data-Driven Decision Making. And as we scroll through this story map, you can see there's an overview about the program, the decision-making process, and how database development is the foundation of that process. And then there's some statistics about the ORMGP database itself, which currently hosts over 90 gigabytes of data. And as far as we can tell, it's the most comprehensive actively managed water-related database in Canada. There's over 500,000 borehole locations shown here, with a link to explore it in the web-based mapping portal. Over 12,000 geo-referenced reports and papers. Almost 1,000 climate stations, with over 28 million meteorological readings. These come from partner agencies, municipal governments, as well as Environment Canada. 17,000 surface water monitoring stations with over 4 million streamflow measurements. Plus, not shown here, there's 2 million geologic layer descriptions and over 10,000 logged outcrop locations. Also not shown is over 9,000 flowing water information sites, or FWIS. Our website hosts the locations for these FWS sites, but the benthic and fisheries data is stored or hosted at the University of Waterloo. I should also note that new data is added regularly, and the connection between the web-based portal and the database is refreshed once a week, so on Saturday nights. So if you're adding new data anytime during the week, Monday to Friday, you should be able to see that new data appear on the mapping portal the following week. The other point I want to mention is that mapping and database tools can be accessed by either the public website that I'm showing here, or through a partner sign-in, as I mentioned in the upper right-hand corner. And that's for government partners and consulting subscribers. So on this public website, under Program Elements that I mentioned briefly, the last menu item is Join Our Program. And if I click on that, again, we see some of the important features of the program, but as we scroll down, we see a table that compares public access versus partner access. And I'm not going to go through all the details here, but just in summary, under mapping, there's limited data and access and tools available, but under the partnership program, there's a lot more functionality. The document library that I mentioned with 12,000 reports is not available in the public domain, but it's available through partners. And the other key thing that I want to talk about here is the cross-section tool, and I'll be producing another video on that in the near term, but the cross-section tool in the web-based mapping portal is not available to the public, but it's available to partners as well. And if you're interested in becoming a partner, you can contact us, but this table gives a quick overview on some of the features that partners can benefit from. So if we go back to the home page now, you scroll down, you can see again the data, you can more information about our program, and then a list of our partners, municipalities of Durham, York, Peel, and Halton, and the City of Toronto, and then 10 conservation authorities. And these are all live links to those particular websites. So going back up to the main menu now, I'm going to click on Maps, and that's going to take me to the public web-based mapping portal. Again, it's opening up a new window. A disclaimer will appear, which we can read and accept. And I'm just going to go through a very quick overview of how to navigate through this. So I'm on the public portal that anybody can access, but for what I'm showing today, the private and the public look very similar. So the study area on the interactive map here shown in the main window, I can zoom in and out on that just using the roller on my mouse. I can also use these icons here, plus and minus. There's a few map features that come up by default when I entered the portal this way. The blue geographic boundary is the ORMGP study area. There's planning boundaries for the Oak Ridges Moraine here shown in red. And the Niagara Escarpment shown over here to the west in purple. So our study area starts in the west around Hamilton, Halton. It goes all the way to the Trent River in the east, and it goes from the south, the shore of Lake Ontario, to the north up to the south end of Georgian Bay, and it includes all of Lake Simcoe. So we'll be developing help videos to walk you through different aspects of this mapping portal. But for the purposes of this video, I want to show a few highlights that should help you get started. First, you can navigate, as I mentioned, just by zooming in and out, and you can click, drag to pan. There's also on this left, there's a welcome text box here, and what's shown here are what we call map theme descriptions. So different themes that we can look at in the map with a short description over what each one is: locations, boreholes, groundwater levels, geology, and so on. And again, we'll be showing different videos for these features. If I go right to the very bottom of the left-hand side here, there's a Layers tab. If I click on that, I can see now what I'm looking at in the map and the different options that are available. So under this drop-down, I'm under the Locations theme. Here's a list of all the different themes that I just mentioned, but we'll just stick in Locations for now. There's the boundaries that I mentioned. ORMGP boundary shown in blue, I can turn that off. The planning boundaries, I can turn those off. And if I want to look at upper and single tier municipal boundaries, I can turn that on. Zoom out just to get some perspective on that. The other thing that I just want to show very briefly is this location data. So there's all sorts of different location data available here. By default, this groundwater knowledge and insight location data set comes on, and I'm going to create another short video on what that really means, but that's a real key feature of our program. But there's other different location types here too that I'll be talking about in a future video as well. So that just completes a very brief introduction to our website and our web-based mapping portal. Thanks so much for listening and for your interest in our program.